Hey guys, and welcome back to the show. I am your host, Megan Hardy, and I'm the founder of Fitness Uncharted, which is my fitness and nutrition coaching company that I created for women who want to build muscle, lose fat, optimize your metabolism, and have complete food freedom. And today we are talking about meal timing. And we're not talking about meal timing in the traditional sense of, maybe timing your meals around your workouts or timing your carb intake or things like that to like optimize results. We're talking more so in a very practical sense, which will also help optimize your results, but maybe not meal timing in the way that you might have heard of it or think about it. This is more so, this episode is going to be talking about meal timing as it applies to saving up your calories for the end of the day or eating all your calories so you have none left over and you can't have dinner. Okay. Literally, those two examples I have heard recently from a lot of people, either as a question or a comment, whether that's people who are follow me on social media or from clients. They're like, okay, I fall in one of two camps. I either save up my calories because I don't want to go over my calorie intake. So then I like basically restrict my calories all day long. And then I have a ton of calories at the end of the day and I got to figure out what to do with them. Or I end up just eating all of my calories. And then comes, 5 p.m. and comes dinner time. And I have like 150 calories left to eat dinner. And I guess I'm just going to bed hungry tonight, right? So you might have found yourself in one of those situations before. So let's talk about it. And both can be problematic, whichever camp you kind of fall into, or maybe you sometimes end up in one camp and sometimes you end up in the other. But saving up your calories, what commonly happens is that commonly leads to binging. So I like highly discourage saving up your calories. Don't try to, create a little piggy bank at the end of the day with calories. It's not going to help you out. First of all, you want to help out your metabolism with eating throughout the day, help out your muscle by fueling it so you can hold on to that muscle mass. And yes, at the end of the day, I'll probably make another episode around more of the traditional meal timing conversation. At the end of the day, it does matter most. Okay, how many calories are you getting in for the day as a whole? The exact timing isn't as important as like your overall day. And then also we're looking at the overall week. Like if, for instance, if you're in a calorie deficit or you're trying to be in a calorie deficit, what does your week as a total look like? Or a calorie surplus or maintenance? Like we want to look at the a little bit wider, bigger picture too, versus just, looking at one day by itself. So, but in this sense, saving up calories typically is not helpful, especially for a lot of my listeners and a lot of the women I work with who come from a past of binging and restricting. This is not helpful for you to save up your calories. Do not do this. We'll talk about how to go about it. But the on the flip side, not paying attention to your calories and just eating as you please throughout the day means that you might get to dinner and be like 75 grams under your protein goal, but you've already used up all your calories for the day. So you're just like, well, I guess I'm screwed. What do I do? And I get that the question commonly as well. Someone will say, what's the hierarchy of importance here? I'm under my protein, but I might go over calories to hit my protein. What should I focus on? And my suggestion is always try to stick to your calorie goal. You might end up short on protein for the day, but start afresh tomorrow. Okay. And no matter what, that one day in isolation is not going to make or break you. So you can either way, just start fresh tomorrow. But, if you end up doing this a lot, that's where it's going to become a problem. If you get to the end of the day, you've used up all your calories, and whether or not you've hit your protein or not, just, using up all your calories and going to bed hungry or not being able to eat a wholesome dinner is also problematic too. So neither are good and neither are fun situations to be in. If you've ever been there, you're like, well, this sucks. So the solution, let's talk about it. The solution is actually super, super simple. Plan out your meals in advance. And no, you don't actually have to prep the food in advance unless you want to, then you absolutely can. But actually just figure out how you're going to split up your calories throughout the day. So I highly recommend pre-tracking your food. This is something I talk with clients about often. And that just means that you are looking at the day ahead. And if you're using a tracking app like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer or whatever, then you can go ahead and log the food that you plan to eat for the coming day. And that way you can actually split up the food and look at, okay, how am I going to fit this calorie intake into my allotted meals and not go over or be under my calorie goal at the end of the day? This also is really helpful for hitting your macro goals too, specifically protein. So if you are struggling to hit your protein goal, go pre-track your food for the next day. Just plug in all of your protein for the day and see which meals are lagging in protein and then go beef those up a little bit. No pun intended. Go beef up your meals that have low protein, right? So you can get ahead of it by pre-tracking and, tracking what you plan to eat versus tracking what you've already eaten, because then you're kind of behind the ball, right? So that's really helpful. You don't have to prep in advance, although that can be helpful as well, but just planning in advance and actually figure out how you're going to split up your calories throughout the day. So, for an example, if you are on a 2,500 calorie diet, okay, let's just say 2,500 calories. I feel like I often give 2,000 calories as the example, just because it's easy math and what traditionally people think of a 2,000 calorie diet. But I'm like, really, ladies, a large majority of us need to eat more than 2,000 calories if we're at maintenance. So let's call it 2,500 calories. And when I say diet, that just means how much food you're eating. I'm not talking about traditional or actually quote unquote dieting or being in a cut. But let's say you're having a 2,500 calorie diet, meaning you're eating 2,500 calories. Then figure out how many meals are you realistically going to eat. Okay. So everyone's different. Some people prefer 3 solid meals a day. Others prefer a bunch of mini meals or snacks. So maybe let's say is that, 3 meals and 2 snacks, or are you the person who's going to do 6 mini meals? What does that look like? I will say another, piece of advice or word of wisdom for you is if you are the person who eats just 3 solid meals a day, you might also find that you struggle to hit your protein goal, just because that means you might have to eat a lot of protein at each meal. So for instance, if your goal is 150 grams of protein and you're only having 3 meals, then that means you need 50 grams of protein at each of those 3 meals, which actually isn't too terribly much. But if you have a much higher protein goal than that, then it can get a little bit more challenging. But anyway, let's say, let's just go with 3 meals and 2 snacks. Let's say that's what you plan to eat for the day as far as meals. Then let's say you're trying to split up your 2,500 calories between those meals. Let's say you have 700 calories at breakfast, 700 calories at lunch, and 700 calories at dinner. That's 2,100 calories right there. And then you have 400 calories left over for your snacks. So you could have 200 calorie snacks with the remaining calories that you have left. And then let's say, you want a sweet treat after dinner. Well, one of those allotted snack calories could be used for your post dinner treat. So then you're having your 3 700 calorie meals. You're having one snack in the middle of the day that's 200 calories, and you're having a post dinner treat that's 200 calories. Now you know that you're going to be able to hit your calories by the end of the day because you're actually breaking it up. And then you can go even deeper into each meal and figure out, okay, now how am I going to make breakfast just about 700 calories, lunch just about 700, and dinner 700, and my snacks and all that. If you want help with those things and help and have a coach guide you through that and give you suggestions and some real-time feedback, then you can book a call with me in the show notes, or you can DM me on social media and we can talk about coaching. But we're just kind of giving the broad overview here, right? So it's actually a really super simple solution. If you find yourself either ending up with a lot of calories at the end of the day and maybe binging and restricting, or you find yourself at the end of the day with nothing to eat, nothing left over, it's actually a really simple solution. I just gave it to you. Okay. I also wanted to share in this episode really quick a listener question because I think this really applies with this conversation. So One listener responded to one of the polls I put out there and on social, and she said, "I eat great for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and healthy snacks, but after dinner, I have to keep busy not to eat crap." Especially after my spin classes on Monday and Wednesday. I crave salt. So, a couple things I wanted to address here really quick. First of all, props to you for a very healthy breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. But after dinner, she said she really has to keep busy to not eat crap. And then she also really craves salt. So, first, you might need the sodium if you're craving salt. So sometimes our cravings are telling us something. So, like, oftentimes we're craving chocolate. Maybe we need some magnesium. If we're craving salt, maybe we actually need some sodium, especially if she is someone who is eating very clean whole foods for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. She's naturally not going to get as much sodium as she's going to get in more processed foods. So, sodium is actually a really great thing. We need electrolytes, we need sodium in moderation in the right amounts. So oftentimes I find people who do eat really clean, really healthy whole food diets, they actually tend to need a little bit more sodium in their diet. So you can try using mineralized salt on your whole food sources. So just literally salting your foods and using, a quality salt, and also adding electrolytes during and after your workout. So, or even just throughout the day. But I one brand that I like is the Just Ingredients electrolytes. That's a clean brand. I also like the Redmond Relight electrolytes. Those are great too. Try to pick a reputable brand that you trust. I'm always big on that. But try using electrolytes too, because that could also help. If you're having those salt cravings, your body might be telling you something. Also, so to address the part where she said, after dinner, I have to keep busy to not eat crap. Well, I want to share with you guys a great way to figure out if you're actually hungry or you're just munchy. Okay. So if you're wondering, like, am I actually really hungry right now, or am I just like feeling kind of munchy? Okay. And let's say whether your goal is to be at your maintenance calories, or whether your goal is to stay in a cut, or whatever it is, or you're just trying to eat healthier, ask yourself these things. If you go to the fridge or to the kitchen and you have the option for some cooked ground chicken or some chicken breast or whatever, some version of chicken in there, right? Versus Pringles. Let's say you have you're like, the Pringles sound really good, but I don't really want the chicken breast. Or let's say you have the option for some Greek yogurt or some eggs or some other, nutrient dense whole foods, right? That are going to help support your nutrition goals and your fitness goals. And those just don't really sound very good. You're like, I'm not hungry for that. I'm not feeling that. I'm not hungry for it. And, you have the option between Greek yogurt or eggs or Oreos. And you're like, Oreos, that sounds pretty good. Or the chips sound pretty good. Or, fill in the blank of what you have in your pantry. Some cereal sounds good. I've really been on a cereal kick, but these other like whole food things don't sound so great. If the chicken breast, eggs, and Greek yogurt don't sound good, then you're not hungry. You're just munchy. Okay. So if you were really hungry, like, talk to anyone in a calorie deficit, or Coach Christy could tell you this. She's working with a coach herself right now and in a cut, and she's like, I am hungry. A chicken breast would sound very delicious, right? Like, just having a little more food. And, I hate being in a cut. Like, I am the queen of calorie maintenance and surplus because I like to eat. I notice very quickly when I have calories taken away from me. I would be like, yeah, okay, give me all the Greek yogurt. That's fine. I'll eat it, because I want the food and the volume, and a girl likes to eat, right? But if you don't want those things, then you're just munchy. So remove yourself from the kitchen and go to bed. Right. So, like, for her, she said, I have to keep busy after dinner to not eat crap. One, she can make sure that she has enough food throughout the day. And also, she could probably go to bed sooner. But then, going back to our whole episode topic, she also needs to make sure that she is, timing her meals effectively And that's going to be important to make sure that she has enough food for dinner and maybe even planning for a sweet treat or healthy post dinner snack, right? So, a couple things that she could do. So, the first things I mentioned, but also as far as the meal timing, maybe she needs to actually leave a little bit more calorie room for her dinner and for her post dinner snack to help satiate her. And if she notices, especially on these days after these specific workout classes, she's super hungry or craving salt, those things, your body's kind of telling you something and you can actually listen to it. You just have to be strategic, right? So, anyway, you guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I need to go pump. And, I'm on a strict pumping schedule. Justin, my husband's going to be home soon with dinner. And he's like my like Hitler when it comes to when it comes to my pumping schedule. He's like on top of me, setting alarms on my phone, making sure I do it in a timely manner. Like everyone needs a Justin in their life because he just keeps me on track. So anyway, he's going to be yelling at me soon if I don't get my tits pumping here in a second. So anyway, you guys, I hope y'all have an amazing rest of your day. If you need help or have questions, please feel free to message me on social. All of my social handles are in the show notes. Make it an amazing day, and I'll catch you on the next episode.